Hello and welcome everyone to Coach's Corner, our weekly coaches segment where we sit down with Trevor Gorman, the head men's soccer coach right here at the University of Albany. And Coach, it's been an up and down year for you and your team. You're coming off a loss to Stony Brook. You do have a couple games left. Just talk about the general atmosphere on your team right now as you make this postseason push.
Yeah, I think anytime you get near the end of a season, you start to see the playoffs or the potential for playoffs on the horizon, you have to train yourselves mentally to just focus on what you need to do. And the beauty of our sport, the beauty of the way we do things in college athletics and in soccer here with playoffs is that you're never done. And so until you play a game in which they tell you it doesn't mean anything, you always have something to fight for. And as athletes, as coaches, that's why we're in this, is to compete and to play. So for our guys, mentality, of course there's frustration at not having gotten the win on Friday night and not being a little higher up in the standings, but there's nothing but the desire to compete. And as long as we have games to continue to do that, that brings excitement, that brings energy, and I think come Saturday night, and we'll have another group of guys ready to go that are going to be excited to play, they're going to play hard, and they're going to believe that they're capable of winning at Hartford.
Well, let's talk about that Hartford game. You have Hartford and Binghamton after that, before the playoffs. That's your central focus right now. Have you talked about goals with the team? Like you want to win one of two of those or any sort of tangible goals, or are you just sort of going in there and trying to take two on the road?
Yeah, well, right now we're focused on Hartford. Right now Hartford is all that we're thinking about. We've seen them play a lot this year now. You get towards the end of the season, there are no more secrets. You've seen video of all your opponents, and they're a good team. They're a team that's had a strange year themselves in that they're undefeated at home, but they only just picked up their first victory away from home last weekend. So they've had their own ups and downs. They've got some experience. They've got players who've been on quality teams before, strong international influence there, and they don't give up a lot of goals. So we know what we're getting into there. They're a good team, but that being said, we've had good battles with them every year that I've been here. We've won some, we've lost some, and I think our guys will be ready for it. And at this time of the year, you know every game will be a war. So as long as the competitiveness is there, anything can happen, and we're focusing on that solely. When that's done, we'll turn around, we'll see what happened the rest of the night, and our sole focus will then be Binghamton, and that'll be the last opportunity to better ourselves heading into a playoff position.
You talk about some of those wars that you've had with the Hawks over the years, and especially in your tenure. There's no chance they're sleeping on you guys coming in there this weekend, right?
No, I don't think anybody in this league sleeps on anybody else. It's so ultra competitive. One of the benefits of playing Friday night last weekend, when the rest of the games were on Saturday, where I got to see all the three other games on the America East Network, and sitting there watching. It doesn't matter who plays who. UMBC at New Hampshire, Lowell hosting Binghamton, and Vermont hosting Hartford. I'm watching all three games, and you could flip-flop the teams and the names and the locations, and all the games are hyper competitive. Teams with good players, teams that know what they're trying to do, teams that have scouted the opponents, and it just comes down to, at the end of the day, which team gets that little bit extra, which team finds the moment, which team capitalizes on a mistake or minimizes their own. So every game is a battle. I don't think there's anybody in our league that is silly enough at this stage of the season to look at someone and think it will be an easy game.
Well, let me ask you this. You talk about some of the playoff scenarios, and you're at home watching these games, and there's got to be a purpose behind that. How much or stock or even mental space you put into scoreboard watching, scenario watching?
Well, I may be sick in the head because I just watch them because I like watching college soccer, but you're certainly looking at different things. And you know, you'd be lying if you said you weren't watching the scoreboard, because you have an interest. You want to see who does what and what that means for you. But at the end of the day, you learn over the years that all you can control is yourself. And we talk to the guys about every time we play, it's 3 potential points. And so we have 6 potential points left on the table right now with 2 games. And obviously we hope that other results go in a way that's the best for us, but we have to help ourselves out first. And if we do that, then we'll have a lot less to worry about. So you're aware of what's going on, you know the potential, you know the different ifs, ands, and buts, but at the same time, it's all about us. It's about Hartford Saturday night, and if we can get 3 points there, then all of a sudden we're in a much different situation heading into next week.
And you have confidence in your guys. And the last question before we let you get out of here, you feel like you have the makeup to make a little bit of noise in this postseason tournament, don't you?
Absolutely. I mean, as we've talked about many times, you and I, every week, we have a good team. Yeah. We have a team with the potential to do a lot of things, and we've been a whisker away from a record swinging drastically differently. Now, we're not there, and there's certainly reasons for that, but we think that we've got the group that if we can get a little bit of momentum, get on a run, get into the playoffs, once you're in there, records get wiped out, and looking up and down this league, then you take on the why not us philosophy. And so for us right now, it's 3 points Saturday. It's get into the playoffs. And then once you're in the playoffs, it doesn't matter what seed you are, where you go, who you play, you have a chance. And you're a certain number of games away from winning a championship. So we believe it's just a matter of can we produce in the moment now to get us where we want to be.
I love that approach. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
All right, that'll do it for this week's edition of Coach's Corner. As always, you can catch us next week. We'll sit down with Coach Gorman, talk about some of these games, then look ahead to that America East tournament. For Coach Gorman, I'm Zach Bai. We'll see you next time.